the invisible architecture of the legal world. For centuries, the masses have operated under the comfortable delusion that the laws governing our society are grounded in legitimate moral authority. However, as an independent historian digging through the strata of our legal architecture, it has been uncovered that a startling legal fiction masquerades as reality. We are taught that we are citizens with rights, but the truth is far more clinical. Through the machinations of the bar, British accreditation registry, we have been lured into a corporate contract. When you were born, you weren't just welcomed into a family. You were birthed at the shore of a maritime jurisdiction, your identity transformed into a securitized asset. The seismic shift currently underway, which is the collapse of the corporate law of the sea and the return to the living reality of the land. The bar is a fraudulent and illegitimate entity that subverts individual sovereignty and the law of the land. It lacks lawful authority, imposes maritime law, engages in corporate subjugation, installs systemic financial enslavement, subverts true sovereignty, and hides and suppresses acts like Nasara/Gasara. The expiration date, why August 31st, 2019, changed everything. While the public remained distracted by mainstream cycles, a jurisdictional earthquake occurred on August 31st, 2019. On this date, the authority of the bar, the crown courts, and statutory judges effectively evaporated. Although it's been revealed that the bar has actually lacked lawful authority since 1953, it was the common law jury decision on this 2019 date that finally confirmed the fraud, bringing the nation back from the law of the sea to the law of the land. The transition marks the end of a long-standing charade. Since the late summer of 2019, the institutions we once considered untouchable have been operating on fumes. As the records state, the Crown statutory courts, royal assent and parliamentary legislation and CPS, Crown Prosecution Service, and judges now have no authority over the living man and woman. This means that since 1953, and reconfirmed in 2019, local council taxes, summons, and corporate mandates are essentially null and void. They possess de jure legal, standing only in a world of paper, while lacking de facto, actual, authority over any living, breathing soul. With the bar's authority ended, the royal assent, used to bind the people to parliamentary legislation, is null and void. De jure authorities rendered null and void. Crown courts and judges, local council taxes, international courts, and Commonwealth banks. Recognizing this collapse is the first step in the jurisdictional battle between the land, common law, and the sea, maritime law. The coronation crisis, the fraud of the fake stone, the very foundation of British sovereignty, the monarchy, is mired in what is called the coronation crisis. Research suggests that the coronations of both Queen Elizabeth II in 1953 and King Charles III in 2023 were doubly fraudulent. Central to this claim is the Stone of Destiny, or Jacob's Stone. Ancient tradition dictates a sovereign must be crowned over this stone to receive the divine mandate. Investigative evidence, however, points to the use of fake stones, hidden by a dress in 1953 and a screen in 2023. Most provocatively, on the day of his 2023 coronation, King Charles was reportedly anointed as the King of Israel and the Messiah, claiming dominion over the world and the universe. These Gnostic and pagan overtones mean a move away from the divine order. Because these sovereigns were not lawfully crowned under God or over the true stone, the mandate has rescinded. In this vacuum, sovereignty has not vanished. It has returned to the people, the true sovereigns under common law. The Great Divide, maritime admiralty versus common law. To navigate this transition, one must grasp the Justinian deception, the ancient trick of replacing substance with form. The Old World system operates under maritime admiralty law, the law of commerce, and the high seas. This jurisdiction treats people as property or slaves, viewing them as entities lost at sea. This is further solidified by the Cestui Que Vie Acts of 1540 and 1666, which legally presumed living men to be dead or lost at sea after a certain period, allowing the state to seize their estates into trusts. Opposing this is common law, the law of the land. The acronym law represents land, air, and water, the three realms over which the Creator granted dominion to humanity in Genesis 1:26-28. While maritime law relies on legal fictions, Pinocchio-like entities pretending to be real, common law recognizes the flesh and blood man or woman. It is the only true lawful authority, existing long before the deemings of Alfred the Great or the Roman-inspired statutes that seek to diminish it. Nations as PLCs, the corporate takeover of the state. The modern state is not a government, it is a foreign national corporation. The United States was conquered and converted into a corporate fiction as far back as 1871. Similarly, Britain was converted into a PLC, public limited company, between 2009 and 2013 to facilitate what researcher David Rogers Webb calls the Great Taking, a global plan for the tokenization of all assets. This corporate takeover functions through the strawman theory. Your birth certificate is a securitized tokenized asset, used as collateral for national debt. Through the Justinian deception, your name is written in all capital letters on documents, creating a corporate person you are mistaken for. This system is managed internationally via postal law global contract and shipping, overseen by the Postmaster General in Bern, Switzerland. Because a corporation cannot lawfully contract with a living being, all corporate mandates, from taxes to proxy voting elections, are legally invalid against a man or woman who stands sui juris. The bar system, from hospitals to high offices. The British Accreditation Registry, BAR, is the administrative cage of this legal fiction. Its reach extends beyond the bench, infiltrating hospitals and government offices, ensuring that every officer operates as an agent of the corporation. To break these bars, there is a growing movement and a specific petition to abolish the bar, aiming to dismantle the registry's stranglehold on our social institutions. Exiting this cage requires claiming your name back. By asserting your status as a living being rather than a tokenized asset, you move from being a citizen, a corporate subject, to a national or sovereign. It is a reclamation of your identity from a system that has treated you as a birthed piece of cargo since the moment you left the womb. Nasara and the Global Debt Jubilee. As the financial meltdown matrix accelerates, we find ourselves in the Nasara maze. The National Economic Security and Reformation Act, born from 1980s farmers' land claims, represents a total economic reboot. However, every U.S. president from Bush to Biden has allegedly suppressed or offered fake versions of this reformation to gaslight the public. A true implementation would trigger a global debt jubilee, canceling the fraudulent debt facilities established between 1875 and 1913 that currently enslave the world. We are moving toward a paradigm shift where tokenization and securitized assets are replaced by fee simple absolute ownership under common law. This jubilee would not only cancel debts, but also restore land titles to the people, ending the era of the banking cartels. Returning to the land. The transition from the financial meltdown matrix to a world governed by common sovereign law is not coming. It is already here. The corporate fictions of Britain PLC and USA Incorporated are collapsing under the weight of their own fraud. We are returning to the land, reclaiming the dominion that was never rightfully signed away, only stolen through deception. As you look at the summons in your mail or the tax demand on your screen, ask yourself, are you a legal citizen, a securitized asset of a defunct corporation, or are you a living man or woman standing on the land? The answer determines your future in the coming jubilee. Never forget the fundamental truth that the bar wants you to ignore that legal is not lawful.